Good morning, I'm Nancy Hoehn, Economic Development Director with the Village of New Lenox. And today our Notice New Lenox program takes us inside the State Farm agency that Kathy Miller has located right here on Maple Street, immediately west of Cedar in the historic part of New Lenox. We're going to go in and sit down with Kathy and find out exactly what she and her staff have to offer through State Farm. Hello, I'm here with Kathy Miller this morning at State Farm Insurance, and we're here to find out a little bit more about her agency, her involvement in the community, and everything that she'd like New Lenox to know about the agency that she has here in town. So, Kathy, you've been here quite a while at a very historic building, so tell us a little bit about the agency and your background with State Farm.
Okay, well, I've been an agent going on 27 years with State Farm, and I'm an independent contractor. So I have a captive agency with State Farm. So basically to sell State Farm products and its affiliates. And I've been in this building here since 1999, December of 99. And we totally gutted it and redid it. So that was pretty exciting for us then. But I've been right in town since I've been an agent.
Mm-hmm. You moved a couple doors down when you bought this building, I understand.
Yes.
So, well, and I think that's something that's very interesting because when you come into a town like New Lenox, there are obviously a lot of new subdivisions and new developments, and yet you get the feel of the history of the town on this stretch of Maple. And you restored the outside of the building, I understand, and it's a Will County historic landmark as well.
Yes, it is.
So just, the history of the building a little bit. Originally, you said a post office?
It was the original general store, which had the post office in it as well. But over the years, it was a hardware store for several years. It was actually a country western store after that. And it was an attorney's office prior to my purchase of it.
Okay.
So when we did it, it was totally different than it is now, but we did want to get many of the historical features in it. So we did get some of the pictures of the original building, and that's how we came up with the outside, just some of the decorations on the outside.
Sure. Well, and I think it's interesting, you drive by here and all the traffic that, passes in front of the building today, and to think back, 100 plus years ago when it was originally built, having dirt roads and horses pulling up in front, and today you're here providing services that all our families need. And I think that's something that's interesting with State Farm. I think most people are obviously familiar with State Farm, with them being headquartered in Bloomington and a very strong, viable company. And a lot of insurance companies have had issues with the economic times. State Farm's remained very strong.
That's correct. We're almost 90 years old, actually. It will be in June. And we are a very strong company. We are top in sales and service, and just because of how strong State Farm is financially. And many people all know us for our auto and home insurance, but we just offer so much more than that. And we have many financial services products, and that's where we just want to be sure our clients understand what we can help them with.
Right. So this isn't pulling something off a shelf and paying for it and going away. This is establishing a relationship with someone that can be a financial advisor for you, as well as your basic insurance needs.
Absolutely. We can help with all sorts of insurance and financial products. And obviously, we've got our auto and home insurance, but, to protect your family, we have life insurance and health insurance, long-term care. So we have so much available, whether you're individual, business, we've got the products you need. And our job, is just being involved in the community. I just really feel that I want to let our community know that we're here to help them, service, and educate them. We'll always tell you what's available. It's up to you to decide what's right for you and your family or your business.
Right. Well, I think a lot of people with interest rates being so low have kind of struggled. The typical investments that they have used maybe, aren't generating any income for them at this point. So I would think that, them being aware of some of the options perhaps through State Farm and its affiliates maybe are a better option for them investment-wise at this point even. So for them to take a little broader look and think to talk to their agent about something like that that maybe they wouldn't typically think of.
Exactly. And that's, like I said, we want to know, our job's to educate you. You know, you don't know what's available, we do. But we talk to you to find out what's important to you, and from there we can tell you what we can help you with.
Right. So do you find that most of your clients establish a typical insurance relationship originally, and then your experience with them tends to expand through the years and they start to take advantage of some of the other products and services?
That's true, because many people just see us as auto and home insurance and aren't really aware of everything we have to offer. And especially too, we'll find many business owners and they don't realize initially maybe that we can help them out with their business needs.
Right.
So that's where it is very often that we'll just right off the bat, yes, let's take care of your personal needs, but now let's show you what else we can help you with.
Kathy, obviously there's been a lot of time spent on national television with advertising campaigns by all of the insurance carriers, both the traditional ones and some people that are relatively new on the scene. How have you seen that affect your business?
Well, as far as affecting our business, obviously State Farm in general has stepped up quite a bit in our advertising. You know, we're very involved in sports. All the sports, if you see anything, you see State Farm behind it. But just even our commercials, we've just kind of updated and really stepped up. So I think that's really been one way that overall State Farm has. Now, me personally, I really just concentrate on advertising locally. You know, I do everything I can. I try and be involved with the schools, you know, as far as advertising, and just local, because that's where I'm involved in our community, and that's where I want to be known.
Right.
So.
Well, it seems to me that a lot of the new competitors on the scene, if you will, are really focusing on the bottom line and the pricing, and it seems to me, as I've been a State Farm client for many, many years, that it's really more about the relationship and not a transaction, and people having the ability to call their agent and know their agent directly and get to know the office staff, and when you need something, people are there. So, you know, has it led to confusion with your customers, or are people, you know, staying pretty loyal to State Farm?
I won't say that it hasn't affected it in the sense of there's some people that just price is important, period. But I will tell you, and we don't pretend. We're not the cheapest. We never will be, and that's not what we're about. We want to offer, just like you said, build relationships, offer good value. You know, the fact of you have somebody who is involved in your community, somebody that does care about you and your family and what's going on. You can't always get the lowest price when you're doing that.
Right.
So if you're just looking for the cheapest dollars, then yeah, they are going to go after some of those commercials. But what we have found is we get a lot of people back. They might leave for a lower price, but they come back because of the service they receive.
Right.
And that they know we're going to take care of them. If they need something, we're here. We're available 24/7. We have a customer response center that if they need something at 3 in the morning, they can get it. I'm sure you've seen our commercials,
yes.
You know.
Yep.
So, but it's a bit, you know, somebody's always available. And so, if, like I said, price is important to everybody, and we know that, especially in these economic times. But we'll do what we can too. Be sure you have all the discounts you can get,
right.
And just be sure that we're giving you everything you can. We can, that's available. And as far as competitive, we are pretty competitive. You know, like I said, you're always, just like anything, you can buy, you know, a cheap car and an expensive car. This is no different. You know, it's just you're always going to have a price range, but it's what you get for that and the value you get. And we think that we offer great value, and we're certainly worthwhile, and especially my agency.
Right. Well, and when you have a claim is really when push comes to shove.
Absolutely.
And you know, I personally have had very good experience with State Farm through the years from that standpoint, that the resources are there, that when they have major claims, I know a number of years ago there was a huge hailstorm and there were thousands of claims that went in. Well, you know, they put enough personnel out that that's not an issue. So I would think that some of those things and the way they handle that continues to give you an advantage for people that really are looking for service.
Absolutely. We have one of the top claim services in the country, hands down. You know, and many claims we can handle out of our agency here. You know, each agent can handle. So that helps as well. The relationship we have with some of the service shops or some of the vendors for home insurance, that helps as well, because it just makes the process go quicker, and they can deal directly with them. And so we do everything we can to make sure that the claims are handled quickly and done well, and give you everything you deserve,
right,
that you've been paying for.
You mentioned discounts. Can you expand a little bit on that? I know you do good student driver discounts,
Right.
and obviously having teenage drivers gets pretty expensive for most people. So can you, and I think you do also a kind of an introductory for the new drivers, right? Send out like a little kit for them to
Exactly. Right.
be prepared.
Right. Well, for auto, we have, like you said, good student discounts, which helps immensely. Good. What you're talking about too is a steer clear discount,
Okay.
and that's for young drivers. That as long as they are claim free and ticket free, then they're able to get an extra discount on their insurance. So we try to sit with them and explain to them why it's important for them to keep that record.
Right.
Good driver discount. Claim-free discounts. So all those are with the auto, but then we also have a multi-line discount. So if you have more than one line of insurance with us, then that's giving you a lower rate as well. So it's often good to package it because number one, you have everything in one place, and number two, you're able to get lower rates by doing so.
Sure. That's
So,
great.
yeah.
Well, and you mentioned a little bit earlier that you provide coverage for businesses as well as
Absolutely.
individuals. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. We have really all sorts of business insurance, you know, in the sense of liability insurance, workers' comp, like a buy-sell. You know, if you're in with a partner and you need to be sure the business stays yours, we can help you out with that. We have, you know, so business life insurance. If you need health insurance, we can do that on an individual basis, but help you out with that. So things that people really don't think about.
Right.
But we can certainly help out with all of that.
So people can have their business stuff with you and their
Absolutely.
personal stuff with you, and it's kind of
Absolutely.
one-stop shopping then.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and I originally met you through the chamber here in town, and you had
Correct.
mentioned that you feel it's very important to be involved and ingrained in the community. And I think anyone that's active in the New Lenox area has probably heard your name, but obviously you spend a lot of time outside the office giving back to this community. And tell us a little bit about some of your personal involvement. And then you have a nice staff here. And if you could tell us a little bit about them as well, that would be great.
Absolutely, glad to do both. Well, I've been very involved, like you mentioned, in the New Lenox Chamber. I've been involved in that for years, and I was actually on the board at one point and an officer for some period of time. So, and I'm still involved as a member. So I get involved. In fact, I've been chairman of the golf committee, or golf outing, for I don't know how many years, 12 maybe?
Okay.
Quite a few years, so I'm very involved in that. And just like I said, going to different activities with the chamber. And then as far as my current activities, I am now a school board member on NLSD 122. So I've been on there for a couple years, and in my first term there. And just as far as community, I will just tell you, I just try to get involved as I can. You know, I support whenever there's, like the schools, if they have events, I try to support them in any way I can. You know, even my advertising efforts, just try to support, you know, the schools or just the community. So I want my name to be household name, and hopefully it is. Recently we had a little promotion here where we did a promotion with the food pantry.
Okay.
Where basically we just, anybody who we were able to help protect their family, we made donations to the food pantry. So the New Lenox Township.
Right.
So just really try to I really concentrate on being involved in New Lenox and letting people know that, you know, I want you to do business with us, but we also want to do business with you, and we're here to support you in every way that we can.
Well, and this is a community. I think there are a lot of new people to the area, obviously, but one of the things that I believe draws them here is that sense of community.
Right.
And I think that it is businesses such as yourself that help retain that and promote it within New Lenox. And I think that's, you know, very admirable.
Well, thank you.
And you do have a full staff here.
Absolutely.
So if you happen to be out of the office at the time, people can reach someone. And
I think that's very important. I have a very talented and very skilled team here. And I have a long-time office manager. She's been with me almost 25 years, which is quite an accomplishment. And then in addition to that, I have 3 other full-time. And they're sales and service, so they're both. Good. But it is important to me, because of how involved I am and how much I am out of the office, that people don't feel they have to deal with me. In fact, many times I'll tell them, if you want it to be done quickly, you might want to talk to one of my team members. But they're just very talented, and you know, I work with them, we train them, we just try, you know, develop each other, and it's just really a good bond and a strong strong team that we have here.
That's great. So before we wrap up here, what else would you like the public to know, New Lenox to know about your agency and about State Farm?
Just that I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I've been here, like I said, quite a while, but I plan on being here a while longer, and we'd love to just help whoever we can. We'd love to have you as our clients, but as our friends, so please, whatever we can do to help, and just know how involved I plan on staying involved in the community, and just being a part of everyone's life here.
Great. Well, thank you so much for welcoming us this morning and inviting us into your office. And New Lenox, we suggest that all of you give Kathy a call or her team members and stop in when you're on Maple and see this historic building and get to know her. So thank you very much.